Hey, this is Bryce, and today I'm going to show you some very special tuning tips that I've picked up over the years. I'm going to give you some things to remember before and after tuning, and some pretty pro level tips on how to actually get a guitar in tune, to stay in tune accurately. So, first thing to remember is that tuning wears down the strings. So if you're practicing this, trying to get it, yourself faster, instead of taking 20 minutes to take only 2 minutes, it's going to wear down the strings, and that can make them not sound as good over time, right? So do this on an old set of strings for now, just to practice it and get the hang of it. Another thing to remember, if your guitar is really out of tune, grab another guitar that you have that's in tune, or use a guitar tuning app such as Guitar Tuna or Guitar Tuner, or something that can play a perfect note, like a piano or a keyboard especially. They're already like tuned and you can't really detune them accidentally. So use one of those. Point is, the reason why is because if the strings are really far out of tune, it'll mess up the tuner on you and it'll confuse it. So this is string 4, or the D string. It might show up on your tuner, but if it's really far out of tune, it's going to show up trying to read a string 5 or the A string. So you'll tune it to the A string and it's going to be out, right? You want this to be a D note, not an A note. Another thing to remember, change your strings every 3 to 6 months or more if you're gigging or recording or something like that. Strings wear down really quick, and if they're old, they can be a lot harder to keep in tune. Another thing to remember, actually practice trying to tune your guitar with these tips in this video. So practice. I know you've probably heard that a lot already, but they'll stretch out a lot easier and they go out of tune a lot quicker. New strings are a lot more resilient, they're a lot tougher, they're not as stretched out, so if you're having trouble keeping your guitar in tune for a long period of time, change your strings. Actually practice with these tips and you'll find that your tuning speed, or how fast you can tune your guitar, will improve quite a lot actually. A good way to get good practice in without putting too much time into practicing is to tune every time before you play the guitar. You want to learn how a guitar sounds when it's tuned, not how it sounds when it's out of tune. Or thinking that's natural. So you want to tune a guitar up so that you hear what the notes sound like when they're in proper pitch. This helps a lot with ear training, songwriting, and being able to further identify when a guitar is out of tune and able to do it a lot more efficiently and quickly. So when I play that, it is a little low, not too much, but you can kind of hear it after doing this for a few years. One last thing to keep in mind, practice actually changing your strings on your guitar, because one of these times, especially that top thin one, it's going to break on you, and you want to be prepared for it to be able to change it quickly. If you're in a recording situation or a gigging situation, heck yeah, you want to be able to change that quick. Otherwise, instead of wasting an hour changing one string, you can do it in 5-10 minutes at the very most. Alright, pro tuning tip number 1, always tune from below the pitch up to the target pitch that you want. So instead of coming from high or sharp down to, I went too low, but going down to the proper pitch, you want to go from the low up to the proper pitch. This takes out all the excess tension in the strings, in the saddle, in the nut, so that the guitar stays in tune for longer. As soon as when you tune from higher to the target note, and as soon as you go to fret a note, bend, anything, it's like instantly out of tune, even just by a little bit, and it adds up pretty quick. Tip number 2, which should be tip number 1, if you have a floating bridge like I do of some kind, always press it down all the way and then slowly release it. For the same reason as tip number 1, it sucks up all the excess tension and you get a truer tuning. Pro tuning tip number 3, not always, but try and mute the strings around the 10th fret when you're not playing them. So if I'm trying to get the bottom thick string, mute the other ones around the 10th fret. If you know how to play harmonics, You know that you can find them in certain places like fret 5, fret 7, fret 3, fret 9, especially fret 12, due to the overtones on the guitar. Anyway, fret 10, really hard to get them to ring out, so it's a really good spot not to confuse the tuner. If I play, say, the string 4, the D string, and I fret a harmonic, it'll trick it. We don't want string 5, the A note, we want that D note. So around here, you'll miss a lot of, you won't trick the tuner that easily. Instead of always using this finger, I do use my other fingers to mute the other strings, so I don't always have to have this down. That way I can freely up here without these ringing out and messing up my tuner and making it read incorrectly. So be aware of that as well. Oh, and also, definitely don't press down on the strings, just enough to mute them. If you press down, you'll cause a little bit more tension, it'll pull on the strings, and then once you actually let go, this will be causing you're causing more tension than necessary, and as soon as you let go, this string sucks up all that tension, causing it to sharpen. So don't do that. Just lightly rest. Number 4, tune from thickest string to the thinnest string, and then do it again. Reason why? This bottom string, the big thick one, takes up the most tension out of all the strings in the neck. So when you tune this one up and then go this way, it doesn't. This bottom string influences this top string's tuning the most. So if you tune from here first, this one will get in tune. But if you move this one, watch this. Sharp. Not good. So tune from the thickest to the thinnest. Tuning tip number 5, pluck the string and then wait 1 second before adjusting, before tuning. When you first pluck, the string's vibrating really intensely. You want to give it a sec to calm down to a normal playing level, especially it'll come back down. Bam. So give it a bit. Hit it, wait a sec, adjust. Number 6, hit the string every 3 seconds-ish to maintain an accurate reading. Just for the same reasons that we don't, and then start tuning, we let this calm down, and then we tune it, and then we hit it again. Otherwise, it'll just keep, it'll eventually hit a stable reading, but once it's too quiet, this won't pick it up as easily, and then you'll get an inaccurate tuning yet again. Muting of these strings, or muting the strings with this end, tune, hit, wait, tune, hit, wait, tune, hit, wait, ooh, hit, wait, tune, hit, wait, good, hit, wait, tune, hit, wait, tune, hit, wait, tune. Also, pro tuning tip number 7, when changing to another string, mute that string and then hit this one a few times to get the tuner to read it a little bit quicker. Some tuners are really quick with this stuff, but some can be a little cheap. So if you hit it, mute it, hit it, mute it, hit it, mute it, hit it again, should read pretty quick. And that's it. These 7 tips are going to help you tune a lot quicker. Practice them, and you will notice that your tuning speed goes from 20 minutes to about 5 minutes, giving you 15 minutes more to practice your guitar. Sounds like fun to me. Take care.